What's happening, people? It's your boy Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, now it represents T. Let's go. Still feeling under the weather. Got my Beechams, my honey and lemons, my paracetamols. I'm fighting a good fight, but I think I'm doing all right. I'm coming out the other side now, people. So, yeah, keep me in your thoughts and your prayers. It's been a rough and rocky road over the last the last week. As you know, for those that are following and subscribing, shout out to all of you guys. I put out a pod yesterday regarding the game on the weekend, and today is Wednesday the 17th, and we had our first Champions League game yesterday, Tuesday 16th. So I'm literally recording back on the fold, and I'm rough and ready, and I'm in the trenches now, and I'm sparred up, gloved up, and I'm ready to go. Alexa, play the Champions League theme song.
Champions League theme. Champions League theme by Champions League Orchestra from Apple Music.
Yesterday, this was us in the stadium. Hand across your heart. On that badge. Repping loud and proud. You see this? I got the Tottenham throwback beautiful shirt on today. You know, we're not new to this. We're true to this. Champions League badge. This is a throwback from the days of Dembele, Eriksen, Kane, Vertonghen, Toby, Lloris, Sonny, obviously. The matching hat as well. Oh man, it's beautiful to hear this music yet again. Tottenham are back where they belong, with the big boys. It's almost brought a tear to my eye yesterday. The champions. Dun, 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 dun. Alexa, stop. So yeah, man, back in the fold, back in the mix. Spurs versus Villarreal, first home Champions League game of the brand new league campaign. And it wasn't a classic by any stretch of the imagination. Before I forget, if you're here for the first time, like, comment, so I know exactly where you're signing in from. Click that bell so you get the notifications, and you'll subscribe to the channel. For everyone that is here and has been with me through this journey, thank you very much. The subscribers are growing at a good rate, so blessings and love to all of you guys that are here, quite new, the guys that have been supporting from the beginning. One love. Massive shout out to you. Hopefully you get to watch this video. I'll put this one out in a good space, so it should hopefully get a few views. Like I said, comment, let me know what you think of what I'm saying today. Let me know your thoughts on how Spurs are doing. Let me know where you're signing in from or watching in from, so I know exactly who to shout out and where you guys are tuning in from. And let me know your thoughts on other content I should be putting out, or what other stuff you want to see me on. So yeah, without much further ado, let's get into the game. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. So, Spurs 1, Villarreal 0. Wasn't a classic by any stretch of the imaginations. But sometimes they say winning ugly, is beautiful. And yeah, like I said, sometimes they say winning ugly is winning beautiful. And that's what it was yesterday, man. Sometimes, you're not always going to be at your best. And you hear this all the time from the big teams and the good teams. Liverpool against Burnley on Sunday, they weren't at their best at all. Took a 94th minute penalty from Mohamed Salah to seal the deal, and they won 1-0. It wasn't a classic, but they get the 3 points and they keep it moving. Arsenal yesterday evening, they weren't that great against Athletic Club, but obviously they won 2-0 in the end. Martinelli and Trossard came on and changed the game. Both got a goal and assist, and they get the 3 points and they keep it moving. And that's pretty much the same with us yesterday. We weren't great. One shot on target. Their goal, or our goal, was actually quite fortuitous. I think Lucas Berger put in a cross, and I don't know how the keeper made such a hash of it, and it ended up in the back of the net. That was only with 4 minutes gone. But you know what? We take it. I think as well, what we're seeing now with this Thomas Frank team is that defense is the number one priority. Have a solid foundation and a solid base, and the rest will come. We weren't really clicking offensively. A lot of misplaced passes. We didn't really gel, and that, it'll take time. You brought in Javi Simmons to be the number 10, a creative spark, and he was kind of playing off of the left. Obviously, the front line is kind of it's been chopped and changed. The midfield as well, the midfield trio. I think that will change depending on who we're playing. Yesterday we went with Bentancur as the 6/DM. You had Bergvall and Sarr, so with the energy, and on the number 8, the box to boxes. And yeah, I think we looked solid. We gave away a few chances, a few sloppy turnovers because we were not really at our best in terms of holding the ball and keeping possession. But all in all, Vicario made a few good claims on crosses, commanded his area. But I do think that with Thomas Frank, like I said, defense is the number 1 priority, and then you build off of that. You have to remember as well, there's a lot of new players, brand new manager. And to be fair to Thomas Frank, this was his first game in the Champions League. So his first step up into the big time. Managing a brand new team, Tottenham, with a bit more expectations than, your Brentfords. And I think he did a good job, man, considering, all things considered. And I would like to, I'm happy with that result. I know the performance wasn't great, but sometimes in these group stages, it's just about the 3 points. We've got some tough games coming up. But with all that being said, I saw a few people, basically saying that, essentially disrespecting Villarreal. And I would like to say this right now, that Villarreal are a good team. Every team in the Champions League, if we're being honest, had a better campaign than us last season domestically. Most teams, well, apart from us, every team in there qualified because of their league, campaign last season, in terms of their performances and the momentum they picked up and the amount of wins that they, garnered last season. Villarreal finished 5th in their league, in Liga, which is obviously one of the, strongest leagues in the world and in Europe. They also had 5 teams automatically, qualify this season, just like we did. So it goes to show how strong their coefficiency is. And Villarreal finished on 70 points, the same as Athletic Club, who Arsenal played yesterday, in 4th. They had the 4th most wins in the La Liga on 20. And Pepe, who obviously was ex-Arsenal but now plays for Villarreal, he won La Liga Player of the Month for August. So if you think of all the top players in La Liga, Pepe won Player of the Month. So they're not a slouch by any shape or stretch. And if we're being honest, they're probably a better team, in better shape than we are, if you look at this year and last year. But with that being said, the guys are ready to play. Thomas Frank has definitely stepped up. We look a lot more solid defensively. Everyone was switched on. And it just goes to show that when players are playing in tune and, in sync with each other, even if we're not at the races, we can still see a game out, get a win and keep it moving. So that's a very good win against a good team, man. Villarreal are a good team. And the Champions League, like, there's no easy games in the Champions League. It's always easy once the result is done. And if you win, you're expected to win this and that. But like I said, they're no slouches. They're a good team. And they will definitely cause teams problems this season. And when I look back at the remaining fixtures or the upcoming games, we've got Bodo Glimt next away on Tuesday the 30th. We've got Monaco, which is a big game, and I've highlighted that. We've got Copenhagen, PSG. That's obviously another big game that I've earmarked. Slavia Prague, Borussia Dortmund, another game I've earmarked. And then we finish with Eintracht Frankfurt on the 28th for the 1st. So some big games, some good tests. I thought yesterday was a good test. I liked how we came out with flying colours. You learn a lot more about your teams in these tough games where there's a lot on the line. And obviously the aim for us is to finish in the top 8. So we qualify automatically. Don't have to play another game or another set of games. And, we just obviously save ourselves for the domestic campaign and the domestic cups. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't a great game, something that won't live long in the memories, but the 3 points is what we'll all remember and cherish. Both teams with 1 shot on target, both teams with 6 shots off target, 60% possession for Spurs, so we edged the possession. Both teams had 3 corners, and we edged the XG just about 0.54 for Spurs and 0.48 for Villarreal. So that alone shows you that, it wasn't a great game. It wasn't a great spectacle, but I'm glad that we got the win, and I'm sure everyone that went to the game or even watched it on TV was happy that we, you know, get the 3 points and we move on. You know, you're not always going to be at your best, but when you're not playing great, when it's not a great performance, it's important that you pick up 3 points or at least get a draw. And obviously, like I said, if you can win your home games and at least draw on the road, you'll be off to a decent season. So with that being said, yeah, lots to look forward to, lots for to improve on, and I think obviously that will happen as we continue to develop and learn more about each other, and obviously play together. And that's the main thing, playing competitive fixtures together. Yesterday was Kolo Muani's debut, so I'm happy to see him get a run out. Richarlison up top, could have done better, wasn't as great as game. I thought Burville was fantastic, another player with the match performance. This guy's just silky smooth and just looking better and better with each game. So I had a good performance. I thought the defenders were solid as well. Romero and Mickey van der Ven slowly becoming so important. That partnership there is fantastic. Jed Spence, another solid performance on the left. And obviously Pedro Porro is always going to give you some good crosses and moments going forward. So yeah, with that being said, like I said, like, comment, share. Please tick that bell. Help the channel grow. If you are watching, let me know a comment, drop a comment below, let me know who your player of the match was, what you think of the game, what you're looking forward to in the next Champions League game, or who you feel should start, or what tweaks you think we should make. And yeah, man, lots of love. Catch you soon. My name's Patrick Tyrant. Wish me well. Trying to get better and fight this flu, and I'll catch you guys soon. Take care, man. See you later. Thanks for tuning in.